The wait is almost over for the hosts as England get their home World Cup campaign underway against India in Pool B. This is England's 10th World Cup, with their best finish coming in Argentina in 2010 when they finished third. India is playing in its 7th, with their best finish coming back in 1974, the inaugural World Cup, when they finished fourth. These two recently met twice at the Commonwealth Games back in April in Australia. India came from behind to win the pool game 2-1 before England won the second encounter, the bronze medal match, 6-0. While the scoreline is emphatic, the first goal came in the 27th minute and 4 goals came in the last quarter. Sophie Bray scored a hat-trick. A smile spreads across the face of Alex Danson. She can't wait to lead her team out. And here they come, and what a reception they will get from the 10,000 plus fans crammed into the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. What an atmosphere, what a setting for England to get their World campaign underway. To a person, the crowd are standing on their feet as the teams make their way out into the middle of the pitch. 5,500 people crammed into this West Stand, and now we'll have the national anthems played by the band of the RAF Regiment. India's will be first, sung by Darwin Prakash. And now the English national anthem sung by Christopher Killaby.
And ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as Christopher Killaby sings the national anthem of England.
Last time out 4 years ago, England won just one pool game, their last against Germany, and then won the 11th, 12th playoff against Belgium in a shootout, having conceded in the last minute. They'll expect more today. For England, this is the same squad, bar one, which beat India to bronze in Australia. 26, Lily Owsley returns in place of Emily de Front. Number 15, Alex Danson, captains the side, with the striker just 1 goal shy of equaling Marjorie Pollard's combined England and Great Britain goal-scoring record, which stands at 115 goals. While England played in The Hague 4 years ago, India missed out, and they make 2 changes to the squad that finished 4th on the Gold Coast. Number 6, Sarina Kokar, and number 18, Udita, are the new faces. Number 2, Gurjat Kaur, is one to watch out from penalty corners, and the captain, number 28, Rani, is one of the E's main threats in front of goal. Alex Danson gives a last team talk to this England squad, ranked 2nd in the world. Can they deliver on home turf once again? They won the European Championship here on this turf back in 2015. Can they repeat that against the best in the world here in 2018? As we look down over the Olympic Park, down onto the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre, the countdown is on. And England against India is underway, and India have gone too early. And we'll just have to build it up again. Back we come. The nerves just getting to everybody. And Alicia Newman of Australia blows her whistle, and this time India do get us underway, and a couple of 1-2s between Monica and Rani gets India just outside the 23. Joining me in the commentary box for this one, Simon Mason. Simon, your thoughts ahead of this one?
Well, with the crowd and the atmosphere, it's all about the composure in the first couple of minutes for either side, just setting themselves up.
The ball forward is picked up by Watton. Watton wins a penalty corner inside the opening 42 seconds. Well, in their pool game against India, sorry, as we see the replay.
Oh, Yamada, absolutely right, the umpire on the spot, penalising the deliberate ball over the baseline. It was the only action there could have been.
England scored in the opening minutes of their Commonwealth Games match against India. Went on to lose that game 2-1. Balston and Ansley stand at the top of the circle, both penalty corner takers for their respective clubs of Canterbury and Surbiton. Balston 31, Ansley is 18. And it goes to Ansley. Ansley drags flicks, doesn't get hold of it. Danson on her front trying to get the deflection, and India get it away and look for the quick counter-attack. And here is the ball now with Navneet. Navneet wins the free hit just outside the circle. Anna Toman with the tackle. Rani takes it on. Rani round the back, trying to find a foot. Lovely tackle from Pern Webb. And both teams showing their intent from the very start, off the foot of Pern Webb. India with the free hit, taken quickly by Monica. India by no means afraid or frightened to take on England in front of their home fans. I don't think they're relishing it. They've come on such leaps and bounds in the last 4-8 years, and the ball whistled across the face of goal and just missed. There's Shed Marijn of the Netherlands. And we can't even pause for breath. It's been such a quick start to this contest.
And you said it, Charlie, India are quite happy to come out here and play, and Marijn will want them to do that. They've got fantastic individual skills, but he's also built into them a structure and a fitness level that means they can really compete against all of the top nations in the world.
All over the top, picked up by Danson after Gurji missed it. Danson into the circle, and Gurji makes the tackle, and India get it clear.
Quick counter-attack ball out of the circle. India not even resetting themselves defensively, suggesting they want to get the ball away when England throw numbers forward to try and find that space behind England's midfield defence.
India, there's Danny Carey. England head coach, been involved with England hockey for, well, seems like forever.
Went through multiple roles with the organisation, including performance director for a period.
Yeah, that role came to an end after The Hague in 2014 when he took over as head coach, closer Jason Lee. India have struggled in World Cups through the years. Just see if England can get this clear. Unsworth dropping it back in to Ansley, who's very comfortable to dribble it out of her own D. I'm not sure that Maddie Hinch will be desperately overjoyed to see the dribble out of the centre of the circle.
Look at that pace down the right-hand side from Owsley, trying to link up with Danson, quite happy to accelerate through the channels. But you're absolutely right, Charlie. As a goalkeeper standing behind that, that's a big move from your fullback to dribble out from their own penalty spot.
Owsley misses out to Grace. Yeah, just going back to India, over their previous 6 World Cup campaigns, they've only won 9 matches, lost 27 and drawn 3. And there are many within India that believe that they have more emphasis on the Asian Games and Asian Cup, because if you compare their records, the 9 Asian Games, India has 1 gold, silver, 3 bronze in 8 Asia Cups, and in Asia Games. In Asia Cups, 2 gold, 2 silver, 2 bronze. And you can see Pool B contains Ireland and the United States as well.
Just missed it in the middle of the pitch, allowing India that space. She's trying to get out of the way.
Be careful here, Unsworth. Rani chops it out to Deepika. Nice pick up on the reverse stick by Monica. Monica trying to get it across the circle. Unsworth with a nice straight stick. Rani puts it over the goal line. And India have set their stall out here, and they are putting England under all sorts of pressure. High press, and at the moment, after that first minute of play, India possibly shaded the next 4.
It's a great little attempt to the 1-2 down the baseline, in the end run out from the middle of defence very ably, but England indeed been put under pressure. I think over the last 2 or 3 years particularly, India have changed their physicality. They've got themselves a lot fitter. One of my criticisms would have been their mobility. They struggled a little bit to compete with some of the fitness of other nations, but now they're right up there.
Rena plays it infield. Here is Monica again. Monica going to the near post, needed to be at the far post. And Hinch can just watch it go behind.
Great overhead pass, superb from centre-back.
Unfortunately for Hunter, she couldn't find the ball down the line. Just takes some pace off the England attack. Straight back from Susie Petty. On from Haycroft to Danson. Danson gives away the free hit. Back on the 23, I think, is what the umpire will ask. It's Alicia Newman of Australia and Emi Yamada of Japan that are keeping this game under control. Once again, England hunting in 3s to try and win possession back.
Smart from England as Danson steps forward in the press. 2 midfielders just step over up off either shoulder now, and therefore they can put pressure on that 1 defender, win ball back, and then have passing options.
Lovely ball to Danson. Danson has Ellie Rea in front if she wants, but she comes back out to Bullsden. Bullsden looking for a lovely diagonal ball out to Choman. Choman firing it across into Hannah Martin, who wins the penalty corner. And that was a wonderful ball from Ballston out to Toman on that right-hand side.
What a couple of passes, delivered absolutely pinpoint with such speed as well as accuracy. Open up the defence. Taking the circle from Martin was so clean, it just meant Sunita overran it and kicked the ball, got the stick tackle as well. Top of the picture.
So Petty to inject. Ansley and Ballston again at the top of the circle. Ballston nearest Castle. And it goes to Ballston. Ballston doesn't get hold of that at all. And the chance for the counter-attack again. And here come India. Navjot, she can't get hold of the ball. And Toman wins the free hit. Navjot just coming over the top with her stick. And seems to be a lot of mis-hitting and mis-passing of the ball in these early stages.
That's 3 in a row, Charlie. And maybe it's just been slightly overwatered as Ballston went to flick that. Oh my word!
Oh, Ansley just didn't even look, and that could have been disastrous. It might still be. There's another mistrap. The shot comes in. Hinch has to make the save. It's still not out of harm's way. And England at 6s and 7s at the back here. And it all came about because of this poor pass from Ansley.
Ansley's just trying to ghost that out to the right-hand side. She knows exactly what she's trying to do, but she just hasn't read the fact that Lal Remsiami is in front of that channel.
And again, there's a poor ball out of defence, this time by Herne Webb. It's catching. But even the pace on the ball to Ballston was never going to take the ball out of that right-hand side. There were 2 India players as the reverse stick shot comes in across the face of goal. Petty's there to try and clear it up. Now the ball's with Watton. And England have the free hit. Can't have even looked because there were 2 India players between her and the intended recipient of her deflected pass. Petty, Toman, Ansley. Just a touch and look this time.
It's that kind of passing moment to go from Toman that maybe there's just a little bit more water with the conditions here. That they are trying to keep the pitch as moist as possible, but in doing so, the stick slides under the ball over rotates, and you just don't get the contact to create the pace.
Flies up in the air. Owsley slips it under the shoulder. Lovely skill. But unfortunately for Bray, it doesn't quite come off. But now she has possession. Bray into the circle. And I wonder if just a few nerves out there. A number of players with misplaced passes. Missed traps, understandable.
And a good textbook jab from Unsworth as she runs back. Extension with the left hand just to knock the ball away from the opponent. But I think you're right, Charlie, if you look at the decision-making in these opening, 10, 11 minutes, people are just trying things that possibly aren't, or are a little bit higher risk than coaches would like for both sides.
Toman. Townsend offers on this left side. Goes in and out to Petty. Unsworth. Toman. Now Townsend will receive. Owsley offers down this left flank. Owsley gets the sideline ball off Arena. Owsley. Lovely skill from Owsley. Just can't quite beat the last defender. Took 2 out. Good tackle from Petty. Now it's Townsend. Townsend trying to find Raya. She can't get hold of the ball on the reverse stick, gets possession back. Does she? No, she doesn't. Navjot into Nia. Down the line, picked up by Rani. Ansley, Unsworth.
Really good from England in that defensive passage of play. Petty, relatively inexperienced compared to some other players. As she's running, shouting at teammates to fill in spaces behind her and continue to make the efforts.
Legit to Grace. Play, no play on, says umpire Nada. Buncher's been the busier of the two goalkeepers in this opening quarter. In India, perhaps have just shaded it. Although England have had 2 penalty corners. Interesting, he was in charge of the women's, got them put in charge of the men's. He finished 4th at the Commonwealth Games, and he got sent back to the women's, or he got changed back to the women's. But, he was successful the first time round with the women, with their win in the Asia Cup.
Well, for those watchers of world hockey over time, it comes as no surprise. However, the Indian coach rotation, you and I have spoken about it many times, and at no stage have we worked out what the actual policy is. So the fact that he's still involved, he will be happy with. I know that he's very, very pleased and proud to be involved with Indian hockey.
I mean, it was that win in Asia that got India into the world, into this World Cup.
I'll have to say, for those viewers who have been with us earlier on today and watched that earlier game between Germany and South Africa, there was the same ranking difference in that match, and Germany dominated possession. Here, very much not the case, with England at times struggling to get good stick on ball.
16. It's a free hit, so you can take it up. It's a free hit on the 16 one. Thank you.
Definitely feel that this World Cup could be very, very close, very tight, and teams and players are going to have to really be on their game, because one little slip could prove very costly. Ball fired in from Deepika, and Alston is there in front. Sunita. Bray trying to release Townsend. Townsend trying the first-time ball, trying to pick out Martin. Didn't quite come off.
Exactly the right attempt, though. Just that the right hand dominated to pull the ball through. Martin had led high. It was absolutely the right attempted pass. Defender's feet in the way.
Ansley, it's underneath it. Cut out. There is the quarter-time hooter, and a fascinating opening 15 minutes between England and India. England with a couple of penalty corners, but India have caused England some real concern at the back. And at quarter time, there's nothing to split these two. England 0, India 0. Well, Simon, happy with the two. Shared Marine, surely.
Absolutely, would agree completely. I mean, Danny Carey, David Ralph will not be worried, because they'll have spoken about this first game, the crowd, the atmosphere, all of the things that can contribute to mistakes. The fact that they are level now, they've got through that first 15, and they can possibly settle down a little bit more and remove some of those unforced errors that we've seen in the first 15.
OK, let's get up to Krista, who's with Danny Carey.
I absolutely am. I'm here with Danny after the first quarter. What do you reflect on that from the girls?
Yeah, pretty okay. We could generate a couple of corners. Just going to tweak something a little bit tactically so we can have better options going forwards out of the press. But yeah, it's okay. Good start.
Yeah, we always talk about the pressure of expectation on these girls. You know, with 10,000 people here watching them play, do you think we'll just settle the nerves a little bit and then see how we get on in this next quarter?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just about just doing what we do and just doing it simply and well.
Okay, great. Best of luck, Dan.
Good thanks to Danny Carey for giving us his time. Charges make their way back onto the park. And we'll see if the little tactical tweaks bring about the change that he desires.
Well, the one thing they have to be careful of is that India have consistently tried to force ball into the circle, hits from 25, 30 yards away. They have to make sure their back line is front marking as much as they possibly can, so you deny the deflections in the circle.
Sophie Bray. And heavy strapping on that right shoulder would be a concern. Ballsden. Hansley. Webb. Lovely ball to Toman. Toman into the top of the circle, half a deflection. Does it fall for Araya? No, it doesn't. Toman's had a good start to this game.
She's done well, other than a couple of those slightly softer passes that she made. Yeah, she stepped forward well, found some good space. If England can just keep that ball speed high, it suggests there is channels around the pitch. That's the crash ball they need to be careful to prevent.
And Webb, Unsworth. Ballsden. Webb hasn't got too much support, but finds Unsworth now. Owsley's in space. Owsley has a chance to pick out Martin, who gives it back to Owsley. Has Danson in front of her. Danson with Owsley making the run. Danson cuts back inside. Space for the cross. Finds the cross, and just off the leg of Namita, and it's a free hit for England. Much better from England.
Well, for any players who want to learn how to do forward running to create space, Owsley on the overlap meant that Danson could fake the pass, and in doing so come back inside into a dangerous channel. Vitally important that Owsley had made that run off the ball.
Grace out to Deepika. Raya. Deepika. Oh, lovely skill from Deepika. Now can she find the cross to match? Raya's getting back with the jabs, and across comes Webb to finish off the job, but that's a wonderful skill from Deepika. Wonderful recovery work from Raya.
Well, Deepika, great skill, but Raya's raw pace is exceptional. As Deepika just pops this ball up and runs, Raya then turns on the burners and goes. She chases from 5 yards behind to catch up and jab tackle.
And the ball comes, and that's gone all the way through, and it's Rani, the skipper, who has possession. Rani trying to make something happen for her team. Rani still going, pulled back by Ballsden. Unsworth in trouble on the top of the circle. She's been robbed, and India have the free hit.
Right on the edge. Thank you.
Deflection? No. 16. That's well read from Maddie Hinch.
Well, it's a slide slap in. It's a double touch, actually, in the end. It was going out to the left, which is why the defence shifted. Took a second touch just off the head of the stick to change the angle.
It was a confident lead because the Indian player wasn't that too far in front of her. Now, Bray plays it forward to Danson. Danson has support in the middle as she wants. Haycroft is there. Free hit. Owsley, first time into the circle. So well positioned to clear is Grace. Chopped out by Wandana. Wandana. Lima. Jab tackle and Toman from Lima.
England now look with 6 people in that back division. If they're going to transfer effectively from one side to the other, they need to throw the midfield slightly higher to allow someone like a Webb just to step into that pivot role in the middle, get an extra couple of players forwards.
Webb is in that role. Well, brilliantly taken down now. What can England fashion here? Here is Danson. Danson, little head up. She's got Grace for company. Danson still going up off of India's stick. Penalty corner for a stick check.
I think there's danger in the end, Charlie, possibly a top edge of a stick up into Danson's body as she tried to play it across. I thought there was a bigger hit in the circle in the first instance, body to body. As we see, there we go, up dangerously into the middle in the end. It was given for that. For umpire Yamada signalled.
seemed to be too close to Danson, but maybe danger would have ensued, so we'll give it a thought process. So Balston, Ansley once again top of the circle. Third penalty corner for England. Balston gets the drag flick away, and a penalty stroke because it's come off the hand, is it, of Monica?
I think it's hit the goalkeeper, then the post person. I suggest that's going wide off the goalkeeper, but we'll see on the replay. You can understand why Yamada's given it.
It's not on foot. Okay, not body.
The player saying it's hit hands on stick.
No, she said it's hit the body, so she's saying it's hit the stick.
Yes, India want to not body on the on the stick and hand.
Michelle Schubert of South Africa in the hutch. So keeping on number 4.
Comes off goalkeeper as it's flicked in. So it comes in, goalkeeper touch, and then depends what it's hitting. I thought from our commentary line it was going wide anyway, but that's not what was requested.
Stick and then foot, stick and then leg, is it?
Looks like leg, doesn't it? So players, that's almost impossible to see. So a penalty stroke has been given by an on-field umpire so far. That's where we are at this moment in time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think that's absolutely.
They keep the deferral. Okay, okay.
So, yeah, so she stopped the goal-bound ball and it's dropped onto her leg, and that, because it wasn't going in, is why it's not a penalty stroke.
Absolutely right, totally with you. That's what the interpretation was, yeah.
But if it came off the foot and it's going towards the goal, why is it not? Okay, Michelle?
She just
came off the foot, but outside. Yes. Okay, yes. Ball is not into the goal, so penalty corner, not so. Okay.
Danson just wanting clarification. Fair enough.
Absolutely right to ask as well, because she's right, it's going towards goal, it has to be a penalty stroke, but it wasn't. Video umpire very clear that the ball was going straight down when it hit the foot.
So again, Alston and Ansley wait. Balston once more, drag flick, good save, and it almost ended up on the end of Ellie Watton's stick. Here is Watton now, back into the circle it goes. The call from the keeper to leave it is a good one. Good save.
Strong save from the keeper, steps across, is already offset to the right, chooses to use the right glove to almost punch it away off the back of that deflector.
That's just about back, please.
That will do Savita.
Back.
World of good.
And the save, okay? Okay.
Ellie Watton is right on that dotted line, trying to put pressure on the Indian back line, not allow them to get the ball out. And sure enough, because of that, the overhead is to space and England regain possession.
Haycroft. Pern Webb, Toman to her right. Pern Webb under pressure. Looking for the outlet ball. Still going. Finds Toman once more. The infield from Petty doesn't quite come through. Yes, it does. Good work from Petty. Danson to her left. Flicks it back to Haycroft. Here is Petty. Petty looking for the far post. Off the foot of Deepka. Deepka saying it wasn't.
Well, from here in real time, it looked like an absolutely nailed-on foot. But again, India go upstairs saying that it was stick, not foot.
Foot. They say stick.
So we're looking for stick, not foot, but the interchange for England in the build-up was stunning. And then Petty finally, is that not down onto the other foot? As it's played across, Petty was on an angle that she could be shooting, so there's not an issue with the height. That's stick in hand, that's stick, definitely.
Next one.
Did that hit back of the foot, though? I think the first impact point. If Yamada was giving it for the first impact point, that is stick, but we can't see whether it drops down onto the left foot of the defender.
This one might tell us.
It's there. Does that hit the toe of the left foot as it pops down at the turf?
Yes.
So no advice possible because of the camera angles available, so you stick with the on-field call, but India retain their referral. If you're tuning in for the first time, each team gets one referral in a match. You can refer as many times as you like, so long as you are correct. The moment you refer for a decision that you think is wrong, but the umpire's made the right one, then you lose your referral. So penalty corner number 5 for England.
Inside, please. Inside. 3, 8.
No, really looking to be converting this one. Ansley, good save from Savita. She gets across brilliantly to get down to her right-hand side. The change in routine from England to Savita, brilliantly done.
Well, England have read that India were running a 3-on-1 defence. Sorry, yeah, India were running 3-on-1 defence, and therefore the space was the goalkeeper's head side. But I don't think Petty naturally.
By 3-on-1, you mean running
three defenders
running
from the goalkeeper's left-hand side, one from the right. So there's only one defender coming out. So the space to the injector. That's why the loop back. Danson's taken out that head side defender. Lovely long touch. And I don't think Petty caught hold of it. It's too far up her stick, but great goalkeeping anyway.
Martin doesn't give the Indian player 5. Quickly onto Rani. Rani into the circle, still going Rani. And in the end,
It's stickier.
it's a good tackle from Hannah Martin.
We need money, so
Free hit.
we try to use the quicker hoistle. Yes.
Well, we sometimes criticise attackers coming back to defend. Hannah Martin, brilliantly composed in her own circle, just set herself on the reverse block, allowed the ball to roll into it, and then didn't try and move. So the forward momentum takes them over the ball, and they can't then create anything in the D.
So just under 7 minutes until the half-time break. England 0, India 0. A real game of chess, if you like, out on this hockey pitch. Each team trying to work out how to break the other one down. Reena gets past 2, but not the third. Unsworth picks it up, and Rani is there battling away. She's won the free hit.
Again, it's that ball hit hard into the circle, Charlie. England just are not trapping cleanly. It leaves that second phase option for India to pick the ball up.
Again, nice work. This time from Reena. Nikki feels it should be an India ball, but they might still get the shot away. Deflected towards goal, and India have the opening goal! India have broken the deadlock, and they're going to go back to the ball at the top of the circle. Hannah Martin, because it's too high.
Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah, hit Hannah Martin in the knee. Is that going to be classified in the immediate build-up? I think it is. Hannah Martin immediately appealed.
Well, have India broken the deadlock?
So it's the ball here as it comes in. It hits there. How high is that? So not how high is it considered to be dangerous by the video umpire? That to me is kneecap. And in the initial instance, I felt it was high.
Here we go. That's him. So no, there is no danger. So England lose their referral, and India have broken the deadlock, and it's number 32, Neha Goyal, that has given India the lead.
Well, players got ball focused. Look at it popping across the back post, completely unmarked. I'm not sure how that ball's not There's the impact point, but
the leg's not straight, and it would be below the knee.
Yeah, I think the below the knee or above the knee, it's the danger that the umpire perceives. The video umpire perceives that wasn't dangerous, so that's why it's been given. India with that person on the back post, Goyal touching it in past Maddie Hinch.
And they've lost their referral. So England under the cosh in their opening pool clash of the 2018 Hockey Women's World Cup. Townsend can't quite get it away, but free hit's been given away, and Rani just showing her experience there, not allowing Townsend to play the ball quickly.
Rani absolutely knew that Townsend was the wrong side of her and therefore could accelerate towards the top of the Indian circle. Just putting her body in the way, breaking play down to testing, she didn't know what it was for.
Toman.
This is good. Come on, Rodney.
Shibmarai very vocal over on that far side. Ball into the corner, Danson to chase it down. Here is the England captain. Danson looking for support. Finds it in turn Webb. Has Ansley to her right. Ansley into the circle. Can't get past the player on the top of the circle. And dangerous ball.
Well, England have got good width when they come across the back, when they turn into a back four or a back three. They're able to get the ball down the sidelines, but India choosing to defend very, very narrow, almost zonal in the middle of the pitch with only the back players marking in the circle.
Danson, lovely turn from Alex Danson. Is this a chance? Owsley wants the penalty corner. Unsworth trying to get there in front of Wandana. But Wandana has some space to run into. Fires the pass off to Larem Siami. Larem Siami. Is that a foot of lane? If so, it's missed and play continues. Unsworth can't control it. India sideline ball. And India have got reward for their pressure and their possession.
Great reverse stick ball in front of Hinch's goal.
Tell you what, Dalston had to be on her toes to prevent England going two down.
And India asking the question about whether it's a...
You need to leave the ball alone. No, just leave it alone.
clever understanding from the umpire. Neumann having a quiet word with Maddie Hinch, asking her to not knock the ball away.
India again working it well down this right-hand side. Long corner. Grace to take. Doesn't seem to be much urgency about India right now. Their tails up. They would surely want to keep the pressure on England as much as possible. Not a decent ball from Rina to Monica.
It's just where you catch your stick in the turf as you're trying to slap through and it opens the blade up. But there we see the possession stats. So England with a decent amount of ball. For India, you do feel the moments that they can counter-attack, they absolutely find good space into the England circle, and they're able to get those hit balls in.
Well, look at that, 14 circle penetrations to 8. But, yeah, Savita's made that save from the penalty corner, but you just feel England have been under some pressure.
Well, they have on the counter-attack, but they have created those 5 penalty corners their own, but they've just not really got meaningful shots on goal. There was the one with the goalkeeper save onto the full-back foot for the penalty corner re-award. It's this sort of ball that's so dangerous for England, because it's from distance. If the defenders don't set themselves early, they turn possession over.
Come on, you hit us, Dick.
It's gone against Danson.
They're together.
And if you look at the stats, then England shouldn't be too worried. It will come in time. But just watching the balance of play, it's a nervy opening half for England and their fans. Townsend and Unsworth exchanging passes. Owsley gives width on the right-hand side. Here is Owsley. Owsley up against Lilima. Still going Owsley. She turns on the afterburners and wins the long corner.
Well, that's what Owsley wants. Owsley wants the ball out, and she chooses to extend with her left hand. She uses the left hand to push the ball out in front with an extended stick.
Townsend with the fluff hit. And here come India once more. Navjot. Now, is there some support on the far side? Unsworth gets her foot in the way. Mudita taking it quickly, and India come again, and they're just too far in front of Vandana. There is the half-time hooter, and it is not going according to script for the hosts, England. Neha Goyal, number 32, getting on the end of a move to divert the ball past Maddie Hinch, and it is India who have the advantage at half-time. England 0, India 1. Well, let's get down to some reaction, and Krista, who have you got?
I've got Rani here with me. You must be over the moon, 1-0 ahead. Are all the tactics that you're trying to put in against the English paying off?
It's all about efforts, and I think we are putting much more effort than the England team, and we got our chances, and I think we need to score 1 or 2 goals more to keep up the momentum of the game, and in the second half we have to keep more possessions.
So do you think this is all going to be about a physical challenge against England and making sure you come away with those 3 points?
Yeah, I think now last 30 minutes, and we have to put more efforts in the game, and on every ball we have to fight for every ball and put pressure, more pressure on the England team, and when we got our chances we have to convert the chances.
Thank you, Rani. Best of luck. Absolutely, I'm here with the Indian coach. Just give me a little bit about what it is that you think is going to break down this English side. You're 1-0 ahead. How are you going to make the edge in this second half?
Yeah, I think we have to pressure the ball more. You see, when we play up higher, we intercept a lot of balls, and after that, we don't execute enough. Then we can make it ourselves much easier, because in the beginning we had a really good interceptions. So we need to do that more and not to play too much in front of our goal. But it's also depending on England. It's a good team, so yeah, we'll be tough the second half.
Absolutely, and you've conceded 5 corners. You need to get the ball up in the attacking half more, as you said. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, you see they have a few players who can make the difference, and you have to cut the lines to them. So hopefully we do that better in the second half. So other players have to do it, and then yeah, we will see if they are able to do it under pressure from 10,000 people.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So England have it all to do, trailing 1-0 at half-time. Getting the second half underway, playing left to right. I'll be hoping they'll turn the tables on India from the Commonwealth Games, when India came from 1 down to win 2-1 up. Unsworth, that's a little aerial on that. Monica with the interception. And here come India once again. The ball into the right corner, the right-hand side possibly would have been the one that might have opened England up. Toman does well, and Owsley picks the ball up deep now. Goes on one of her mazy little runs, looking for Danson. There's a little check to see where her marker is. Trying to pick up Anzi, who's a lovely ball, but Anzi just couldn't quite get on the end of it.
Superb overlapping run from Owsley. Danson understanding where the lead was. Owsley actually signalled as she ran where she wanted that ball. It was so close to being perfect. Good forward pace, but in very many end moments ago with that 4-on-3.
Grace has fired it up, and it's an England ball. And he carried back in his seat in the east stand. Unsworth, Ansley, Falsden, Townsend battling with Monica. To stop the ball, which Pernwebb has now done. Bray trying to turn it round the corner to Toman. Ansley gets it at the second attempt, now under pressure, and it's been won back by Wandener. Lovely turn from Pernwebb. Martin.
Huge stick obstruction in midfield. Martin couldn't get her stick towards the ball. Unfortunately for Hannah Martin, she rolled back into trouble. She first collected that, so much space on the right-hand side of the pitch.
Here is Danson, Townsend, Toman, Owsley now wants. Toman delivers, Owsley loves running at defenders, and here she goes again into the circle. That's a brilliant pick from Sunita.
You don't have a referral.
It's not the pass you want from a fullback. Sunita just open hand slapping that to the baseline, putting it on the left foot of Grace on her own back line.
Well, picked out now, an opportunity perhaps here as Martin tries to spin into the circle. Still going Hannah Martin, and then Townsend can't continue. Nice pass to Wandener. Wandener.
Movement down the Indian right-hand side. They've got a different pass selection as they come out the back, as the ball's won back by Haycroft.
Still going Haycroft over the halfway line, but then runs into and wins the free hit off Divka.
Come on! Hey!
Sid Marine can't believe it went against his player. And Webb, dropped back out by Haycroft to Ansley.
Webb carrying that ball forward, so she did then, and with Ansley stepping forward through the field a minute ago, you wonder if that tactical change that Danny Kerry suggested was to get one of the fullbacks running with the ball to create more pressure on the Indian midfield.
Navjot kills it out to that right-hand side. And India looking fairly comfortable in the opening 5.5 minutes of this second half.
Together, Nikki, together! Up!
Good pick up by Pernwebb on the edge of the circle. And Owsley just can't get the ball out in front of her for one of those runs. Unsworth would have liked a bit more speed on the pass. Pernwebb.
Come on, Sammy! Sammy, hop up! Good, Sammy! Good, Sammy! Come!
Ansley. Aycroft, Perm Webb. There's two players down that left-hand side in red, and here is one of them, Petty.
Hunter had led through brilliantly down that left-hand side to create the overlap. Now again leads out onto the left wing to find space. Good running on awareness of where the channels are.
Hunter drops it out to Ballston, Ansley. And Rita coming to close it down. Toman picks up. Ballston. Now Raya. Van Webb. Good possession play by England. Off the foot of Ansley, but no one in light blue anywhere near, so play allowed to continue. Danson, crowd getting excited as the England captain runs in towards the India circle. Free hit for England. Ansley, Van Webb. Fired in and couldn't quite bring it under control in the circle, but Toman still has possession. Free hit for England. Martin wants to take it. Another free hit for England. Has to have gone 5. It was taken on the dotted line. Moving up. Midpoint of the third quarter. And look at that, England dominating possession in this penultimate quarter, and a lot of that possession has been in the Indian half.
So this is where Danson took the ball down and then just accelerated out and in. Just drew the defender to commit to the outside channel and then drove infield.
Here is Danson. Danson along that line, still going. Danson into the circle, still going. Danson, good save, a double save from the keeper. Savita denies Danson.
Exceptional play from Danson. The reverse stick pick in the first instance put the ball in. Little pop up in the air, dummies left to right, comes back in and tries to get it over the top of the diving goalkeeper.
Came off her body, I think. It would have gone back had the second one. Second effort gone in. Raya. Danson snaps on the ball. How about that for a turn from Danson? Then a little pop trying to get past Nikki. She really is playing well, Danson. She's trying to lift her team. She's the captain and she's leading from the front.
Well, in a game like this, you just need that catalyst sometimes, something different, and that spin skill. The confidence to execute it under pressure in this arena.
Toman, nice skill. Opportunity here, dropped out by Petty. Ansley, Unsworth. England slowly building, trying to crank up the pressure. Raya's available, and there is Raya. Raya now to drive along the goal line on the reverse stick side of the Indians. In the long corner.
Well, England now seem to have got into their stride of creating 2, 3, 4 phases of play that forces the Indians back and then exposes those wide channels. Now it's just that conversion rate from that right-hand side attack where it gets into the circle to win corners, goal chances.
Petty, Toman, Danson once again, always wanting the ball. How about that for a pick? A bouncing ball killed stone dead. Danson almost single-handedly trying to bring England back into this one. She can do no more. She really can't. Petty, Toman. Toman comes inside Nikki. Raya's there, she wants, and then just overruns it, and it's Deepka who gets the stick on the ball. And India sitting deep, trying to absorb all this pressure, everything down the right-hand side for England. 59 down the right, only 5% down the left. Almost, not quite.
Now, the chopped clear from India on the backhand just moments ago was a tired action, just trying to get the ball away from a team who are putting you under the cosh.
Yeah, we mentioned at half-time, Simon, didn't we? We wondered how India might fare towards the latter end. They're putting a lot of work in to this one. Will the fitness levels continue for the four quarters? Toman. Through Ansley. And Lane with an error, but she gets away with it.
Well, Owsley trying to hit that ball hard and clear. It's a different type of pass that India and England execute. India really favour that hard hit, a little bit old school upright clearances where there's more slapping from England, but that time Owsley resorting to a good powerful hit clearance through the midfield channels. Sometimes just quicker to execute than the long slap.
Yes, horseshoe! Horseshoe!
Horseshoe is the call from Shed Marine. Townsend. Nice skill from Susanna Townsend. Townsend in down the left. Can she pull it back? Yes, she can. Shot! Up into the air, and it's a free hit. It fell to Bray. One of the two you would have wanted it to fall to, but she couldn't execute. She was slightly moving away from goal.
Townsend's skill here, brilliant, out on the left, just dinks the ball to the air to get it over the tackle stick, pulls back hard. Bray has to rotate around, and because her body's falling away and the ball's bobbling, just chops underneath.
Two minutes to go in quarter three. India still lead by a goal to nil. The goal coming 5 minutes before half-time. Rani, the India captain, does brilliantly well. Tries to find Wandana, but Toman comes across to cut possession out. Owsley waiting for the ball, and as a result, England lose possession. Monica forward to Lilima. Lilima runs onto the stick of Pernwebb, and Townsend releases Danson. Townsend in front of Alex Danson if she wants. Danson cuts back inside. There's a number of red shirts trying to find Unsworth, but an India stick that sees possession turned over. England ball.
It feels like that England have found another gear, and India now, to some extent, just hanging on.
Owsley now to Townsend. Martin trying to get it into the centre, but it's a long corner. India packing their circle. Unsworth.
England now able to find some space. They can get width as they build up, and in doing so it draws the defence out and leaves the inside channels.
Toman winds up, goes near post. Savita clears. Rani off the foot. Was it? No? Yes. Of Ansley. And there is the quarter-time hooter, and England much better in that period of 15 minutes, but Shed Marine is the coach who's smiling the most, because it's his side that lead this opening Pool B clash. England 0, India 1, the three-quarter time score. Well, better from England in that quarter, but they've still got a lot to do. A goal down, and well, it just makes life that much harder for them if they can't turn it around. Here is the Bray chance. And just a touch from Ellie Ray, taking it away from Unsworth and Bray. Lovely skill from Townsend, mind.
But it shows that England do have the raw speed to compete with India and actually excel above them. But they've got to keep that going.
OK, I think we can go to the studio and get the thoughts of Kate Richardson-Walsh. Kate, your thoughts? Oh, we'll see if that happens, but it seemed the way to break down this India defence that is proving quite tricky right now for England. They've got 15 minutes to try and take them. Let's hear from Krista now.
I'm down here pitchside with the assistant coach, David Ralph. What words of inspiration have you said to those girls? We're 1-0 down in our opener against India. How are we going to pull it back?
Just to continue to have the belief in ourselves and our game. We played really well in that third quarter, and it's our ability to maintain that, maybe increase the intensity a little bit, but maintain our game and keep them under pressure and keep going all the way through the final quarter.
We've had 5 corners. We haven't converted yet. Should we be concerned, or are the girls just settling into this tournament?
We've still got 15 minutes to go, you know, so there's enough time for us to get this back.
Perfect, thanks, Rafi.
Anna Martin on the drive, still going. That's a big clash. Play on, Unsworth into the circle on the reverse stick. Shot comes in, and it's turned around the post by Grace. And Gurjit and Martin need some running repairs.
That's a big hit on the way through. Martin with it under control. So Gurjit had a defensive position, and then the ball in. It was Danson in front of the goalkeeper. Martin, great skills. That's the shoulder-to-shoulder clash. That'll hurt, but both players are up again and ready to take part.
Kirk gives possession away. Danson with her back to where she wants to be going, finds Unsworth. Now Townsend on this right-hand side. Oh, off the foot of Townsend.
Well, if England are feeling any frustration or any pressure from the scoreline, the answer is continue to use huge amounts of space. We recognise that India are brilliant one-on-ones. Their elimination skills earlier in the game were good. That hard ball into the circle was dangerous. England now need to use all the space and their speed, of which I think they have more than India.
Townsend can't find Bray. Limita to that right-hand side. And this control from Rani, the skipper, gives England a sideline ball. Pernwebb, Hansley. The crowd now trying to get behind England. Toman, a rare attack down this England left-hand side, and Toman has lost possession. Unsworth.
Stop.
Seb Moraine not happy at all with some of the decisions. Onto the foot of Martin. Owsley picks it, and now Owsley can run. Owsley still going. Owsley just overruns it, a little touch from Bray, and we have a penalty corner for England. Penalty corner number 6.
I think there might be a card in the build-up here somewhere. Yamada is striding down the pitch. So Indian number 4 has picked up a green card. That's Monica.
She's making her way.
What a run from Owsley, though. Right to left, a little bit of anti-skill in the middle of the whole thing, and then a clever little dink in the circle from Bray.
Paulson and Ansley at the top of the circle again, but England with 6 penalties. This is their 6th. They really need to be converting this. The percentages are not good right now. It goes to Ansley. Ansley with the deflection off the line! And another penalty corner. What a pick that is by Sunita Lakra on the line.
That's just simply stunning. Out to top, it's a well-worked routine in. Danson again looking for the tip-in, and that's point blank. It's delivered right onto Danson's stick, just where she wants it. She gets the height, not diving.
So another penalty corner for England. Again, it goes to Ansley. Ansley, can they look for the deflection? And it's a free hit to India for a back stick. None from 7 from penalty corners, Simon. That is, for an international team, you would want at least 1 goal from that.
Yeah, we see that it's a long-running drag injection. It's just a little bit slow and it's gone out. And they've gone to this head side because of how the defence is running. But they've run the same shape of routine so many times, England. You do feel it's time to look at the other side of the goal. Maybe open the hands up and slap and look at a tip in outside the goalkeeper's feet rather than head.
So here is Haycroft. Haycroft just run out of it by the goal scorer, Niha. So a little later on today, 6 o'clock local time, the other 2 teams in Pool B clash, USA and Ireland, and then Australia and Japan finish us off at 9 o'clock local time, that one from Pool D.
It's a great overhead if it goes through, it does. Owsley have made the run behind the defender, very, very clever movement.
It's good defensive work from Grace. Long corner.
2 balls! Just waiting! There's still 2 balls, we've got to wait.
Monica's back on after her green card. Lovely pass to Toman now. Toman fires it across the circle. And going to ground is Owsley.
Did you see how this going? Okay. It's where it is. It's your ball. Just put on the mark. Let's go.
India just taking too much time to get this sideline ball away. So the umpire just stops the clock. Inside the final 10 minutes.
Well, you'd expect nothing less from India. They'll try and make every single free hit take an extra 5 to 10 seconds and just run the clock down. England have to remain patient and not let the frustration turn into anything else.
Lovely run from Owsley, finds Toman, who can't quite find the pass inside. Turn Webb, sees her pass picked off by Lauren Siami. Oh, good work from Bray to win it back. Toman's there, if she can find her, she can't. The ball is well picked off by Lilima. And India with a chance to counter, a rare foray into England territory.
Owsley has to defend on top of her own D. There's a ball in.
And it's just wide. What a chance that was for India to kill the game off. But it doesn't quite come off. It's put just wide. To down the other end, Rhea can't find Watton.
I was going to say, Charlie, just moments ago, I appreciate that's a massive chance for India, but if India bring the ball out and England sit a little bit deep for, what, 10, 15 seconds, India are having, because they're so congested, England are having to batter on almost a closed door.
Wait. We're on timeout. There's a keeper change. Who's kicking that? You have to be careful, hey? Yeah, now.
What's happening here?
So Hinch
Changing
is
the
stepping
keeper?
off, yeah, Hinch is stepping off. They're working out what the team changes need to be in order to get somebody on who will play as the player with goalkeeper privileges.
And it's going to be Giselle Ansley who's going to play the kicking back role. I'm sure she's delighted to be wearing 2 tops in this heat. But England going early. 8 minutes remaining. They have been very dominant. So you can see why they've made that decision. Now they've got to be absolutely pinpoint.
They have indeed, but they have. The thing you said is so accurate. It's the dominance that they've had. India, that's 1 foray in this quarter towards Hinch's goal. Okay, it was a good opportunity, but they've had nothing. England have dictated.
Owsley still going. Beautiful skill from Lily Owsley. Can she find the shot? Penalty corner given. Haycroft wanted to play on. She wanted to drill that in. And given England's penalty corner routine, she probably should have played the advantage.
I think we would have hoped so, but Owsley, great skill, superb acceleration, gets the shot away off the right foot as she leans, knows that she's won the corner. Now what will England do? Will they look at the other side of the goal?
An 8th penalty corner. Usually coaches like to keep penalty corners up their sleeves for later on in the tournament, but I think now is the time to pull one out the bag, surely.
Everything, doesn't matter, there's no point keeping for the playbook.
You need something from your opening game, really. Can't win the competition in your first game, but you can certainly make life very difficult for yourself. Fired in, where is the ball now? It's underneath the keeper.
There's so much space for Gray out on the right-hand side. If Owsley leads across the goalkeeper, the defence are really ball-focused. Look at the space outside the left-hand post. Sunita stepping in so narrow.
Racking up the penalty corners, England. Again, they try the same routine, and this time they score! And it's Owsley who gets the touch on the ball. And England finally make the breakthrough for all their dominance of possession and circle penetrations. Lily Owsley makes it England 1, India 1, with 7.5 minutes to go. And Maddie Hinch makes her way back onto the park.
Yeah, you look at the routine, it's the second phase. They've gone head side again, I'm still not sure why. There's a great jab from Haycroft to get the ball back into play. Watton finds that from Haycroft, and in doing so, gets across the goal. Owsley is simply hanging there on the stick. Thank you very much. Open play, touches it in, gets enough inside, and England are on the board.
Well, she's got a habit of scoring important goals, Lily Owsley. Scored in the European Cup final win here in that 2015. She also scored the first goal in the Rio final when Great Britain won gold. And she's come up with another great goal as Maddie Hinch, as you see, back onto the park.
Well, it's an important goal that England just need to settle now and decide what they're going to do. India had lost a little bit of momentum. Will that spur them on to something? Will they re-find that first quarter that they had? You need to be careful, though. Yamada gave a corner against India for knocking the ball away.
Webb gets an edge on it and then wins possession. Well, India scored 2 late goals on the Gold Coast to win the pool game. Martin wanting to go back. Owsley possibly would have wanted it earlier, but playing the percentage game, Hannah Martin.
Well, you said, Charlie, would India have the physicality, the conditioning to be able to cope with the English intensity? We'll certainly see now. If they want to get something more out of this, they're going to have to find another gear.
Lovely work from Owsley. Bray now. Can she find the ball back? Oh, just gets stuck under her stick. And Owsley sees the decision go against her.
You have to say, that's a little bit of a harsh call. If you look at what hit England early on, the height of that ball for the goal, could that have gone carrying on?
Wandana. To Gurjeet. Sunita. You haven't had this possession for a long time in this game. Hanson bundled off the ball.
There's that difficulty, isn't it, that England had to create some more intensity to find that opportunity, but they did have the extra player to do so. Now they've scored. The danger is you've scored and you take a breath and you go, OK, that's enough. You lose that forward momentum, and they really need to make sure the ball speed stays high, they don't play themselves into danger.
The aerial ball on the defence. Finds Bray. Quite the right pace of pass from Sophie Bray. Spinning away is Rani. And dispossessed by Pern Webb illegally. Free hit India. And India take it from the wrong place. Monica will have to take it back.
It's been turned over, John. Give it the other way. That's a big call at this stage in the game. That's harsh.
That's harsh. I agree.
Moran, the coach, is not happy.
Well, I guess the point is, if you're consistent with that, then it doesn't matter. But it does seem harsh. Pern Webb, important touch. And, well, a first touch of the ball from Maddie Hinch.
An important one. It's the composure of somebody like Hinch in that situation. It'd be very easy as a goalkeeper to put your head back and boot it into the crowd because that's the safest option. She chose to play it deliberately to a teammate.
Oh, Owsley takes it away from 3 India players. So if it hadn't been successful, we would have been saying don't dribble there, but such is her skill, she gets away with it.
Spoke earlier in the game about Ansley deciding to dribble it from her own penalty spot. Owsley then from inside her own 23-metre zone. Great skill.
Now the question is, can either side find a winner? Like you say something, funnily enough, since the goal, it's actually become a more even contest once again.
Isn't it just India now? They weren't hanging on, but they were managing the game down. They were happy with the position they were in. Now they know they got to find something else. Do so, but England just seem to be losing a little bit of that real fire they had moments ago.
Townsend loses out, and here is Nia. Nia, ball across. Keeper comes, and there's the danger. Hinch back into that ready pose, hands up. Here is Dika, dispossessed. Martin cuts back in field, still going. Hannah Martin looking for Bray, and turned over. That's with Namita.
Well, Martin with so much forward-running talent and skill, but I think the two most important things she's done are those massive, solid reverse tackles inside her own dotted line. Really, really strong defensively.
Simon, just quickly. Sorry, that's not 5.
Can't have been.
That has to be a card as well. So Navneet will take no. Oh, it's a yellow card. Navneet takes no further part. It wouldn't have been any further part. It had been green anyway. And England will have a player more for the final 90+ seconds. So Simon, your player of the match.
Well, for me, it has to be the player who was the catalyst to England getting back into this game. She did absolutely everything, very nearly scored the equaliser herself. England's captain, Alex Danson.
So well done to her, but there's more defending to be done inside the last 77 seconds. And India, every time, the last 3 times they've got up there, they've come up with an error that has changed or passed possession back to England. Unsworth. Toman almost trips up over her own feet. Ansley.
Well, you've got to give both teams credit for the effort that they've put in. They'll be exhausted in this heat by the end of the game. England singling down the right-hand side. Unsworth has led right up high on the right. They're looking for that space. Navjot denying it.
Need to go that left-hand side. There is Ballston. Townsend. Oh no, it was a 50-50 ball at best on the 45-degree angle. And now a chance in the final 25 seconds for India to counter, perhaps. Ballston comes across, finds Ansley. Ansley goes aerial, looking for Townsend. Townsend brings it under control. Is there to be a winning goal? Played down towards Bray on the goal line. Bray keeps it in. Does she just? And then fires it in. Foul comes in from Danson. Free hit England. And that will be that. India will see this through and will come away with this one with a point. There is the final hooter. Well, England will be disappointed they didn't come away with a point. India will be disappointed they didn't come away with the 4 points. But in the end, it finishes as a draw. And the 10,000 plus fans inside the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre will go away relieved, I feel, for the most part, because England only equalised with 7 minutes to go. But India came oh so close to a big upset here at the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre in the second game of this Hockey Women's World Cup. Final score, England 1, India 1. So that means that England and India are top of the pool, with Ireland and the USA playing this evening at 6 o'clock local time. Just opens the pool up for those two teams as we see the rest of the fixtures here on day one. The USA up against Ireland next. That's in about 2.5 hours time, and then Australia-Japan rounds off the action on day one of this Vitality Women's World Cup for 2018. Okay, let's get down onto the pitch and get some post-match reaction.
I'm down here with Lily Owsley, who was the goal scorer for England to get back into it. Lily, is there that ingrained belief that at all stages you'll get back in against that Indian team?
Yeah, I truly thought we'd get back and win the game, but it doesn't always go to plan. But coming back from 1-0 to get a draw, we've got points on the table now, so we're up and rolling and, you know, ready to take on the rest of the group.
Is there still that animosity, you know, having lost one and won one at the Commonwealth Games? Is that what we think was the difference here, or was the team just trying to settle?
It's always going to be interesting when we've played a side like that, you know, 3-4 times in the last year. We know each other well, and, you know, we put tactics together, we implemented them, and it really didn't go to plan fully, but, you know, we'll take a point. It's good. It's points on the board.
Absolutely. You're off the board, as you said, so best of luck for the rest of the tournament, Lil.
Thanks a lot.